Okay, guys. So the first thing you want to do in designing this flyer is to, of course, create a new project. Then we're going to set the width and the height for this project, which we said in class, which is 1080 by what? 1080. Okay. So now our DPI, we're going to leave it at 300, which is the size we're going to be using to design this flyer. Okay. Now your DPI is just dots per inch. That is the number of dots that come together to form a picture. Okay, we use Photoshop and other designing apps. The reason why they are different is for Photoshop. Unlike Photoshop is a software used to edit pictures, while other softwares like CorelDRAW and Adobe Illustrator, if you have a background knowledge of it before now, Photoshop and Illustrator are used to design vector. Okay, for people that draw, people that do all these artistic drawings, what you tend to gravitate towards to is CorelDRAW or Adobe Illustrator. So we click on create to create a new um, window. Now this white part you see here is called your canvas. Okay, this white part you see here is called your canvas. Now this canvas is where all your design go. This place is where all your designs will go. Anything design will go. Then we have your layer panel, which is this one here. Okay, we have your layer panel, which is this one here. Mind you, this thing that is showing here is exactly the same way. This is exactly the same way it would show on your phone. There's no difference. Okay, so this is your layer panel, well arranged. Now this layer panel is so important because anything you are doing here will appear here. It's like a pages of a book that comes together to form a single book. Okay, now if I'm to come here, if I go to the text tool, okay, and I click on text to type something, hmm, it's loading. My network is a bit slow. Okay, so you see that it has activated. Now if I type something, you see that text layer 1 is now added, and I drop this by clicking on confirm. If I come again and I click on the text tool again and I type something again, what that did is that what it created another text layer, which is what now called text layer what 2. So anything you do in your Photoshop automatically gets added to your layer panel. So we've already explained all of that. So I think all of you now have a understanding of what the layer panel is all about. So anything you want to select and you're finding it difficult selecting it from your canvas here, by clicking on it, you can go to your layer panel and select it. Okay, now for instance, let's say you click on this name right here and you cannot see these boxes um, that allows you to move it around. What you can do is to check for transform controls at the top of this place. I saw that most of you were having issues there. So if you click on if I put this off now, you see that nothing is showing. There's no, if I click on it, those boxes is not showing. So what I can do is to click on transform controls again, and you see that it comes up back. You see that there are some numbers that are showing around the text. Now what you can do to disable that is to click on what distances, and they go away. But you can as well decide to leave them so that it will help you to arrange your work um, properly and ensure that everything is arranged in a single file. Make sure it is aligned. But for me, I like to work with it off. So later on, I just on it and try to measure everything. So click on this. Let's delete this and let's do the flyer we were talking about in class. So the first thing we're going to do is to go to File, go to Open and Place. Please follow me. You go to what? Open and Place. Now, the reason why we're doing this is because we want to bring that flyer into our workspace so that we know what we're doing. Okay, so we're just going to look for the flyer. My system is a bit full, so this is the flyer that we are wanting to work on. We're going to confirm this thing we just imported. Then we're going to create what we call artboard, because if I'm to take this thing outside this now, you see that it's not showing, right? It's not showing nothing. It's not showing like there's anything there. But what you can do now is to create artboards. Artboards is just like different canvas, because when you created your file, the only canvas it showed you is just this one, which is just one canvas. I told you guys it was canvas. So now what Artboard 2 does for you is that you can create more than one canvas in the same Photoshop file. So now we have created one canvas. We are going to click on this button to create another one by the side. Now this one that I added here is only for reference purposes, okay, so that we can always go back and we can always see what we're trying to replicate. Okay, so now let's move on. So now we see that when we created an artboard, we have what we call artboard 1, and this is supposed to be artboard 2. Okay, so I'm just going to change it. It's because I've created others, that's why it's showing artboard 4. So I just changed it to artboard 2. So yours will be showing artboard 1 and artboard 2. So now if you open artboard 2, there is nothing inside. So there's nothing to even show. So the first thing we're going to do is to always, and let me give you this tip. For those of you that I didn't tell this in class, especially those that came on Friday, always start your design with your background. Start from background up, in the sense that it helps you to do everything in a step-by-step process. For me, my process for flyer design is background, image, write up. That's how I do my designs. But for you, you can decide to start with, maybe as time goes on, you can decide to start with images. But for me, I start with background. So we're just going to start with the background quickly. So the first thing we want to do is to go to this half moon shaped icon there, which is called the new adjustment layer. And if you click on it, you will see many options, which is color, gradient, pattern, brightness and contrast, levels, curve, exposure. Now, the one we are going to be using today is called the color fill and the gradient fill. But first, let me explain the color fill. Color fill is just adding a solid hue. I told you guys what hue is. It's just adding a color to your background. Okay, let's say I go with red. Red is not the color. But let's say I want to get this color. I could do it in two ways, right? If you look at this, where my cursor is, you will see that there is a straight bar with different colors here. Now, at the end, you see a white pointer. What you can do with this white slider is that you can slide it up to where your color is, where you think the color is. And if you think you have met the particular color here, you can click OK. But if you think that it's still not accurate, what you can do is to roll your mouse cursor outside, or click on the image outside this box. You don't have to close it. It has to be open for you to do that. Then you click outside the box and it selects that particular color from this flyer without you having to do anything. So let's try that again by moving this to black again and clicking. See that it took us to the pink. So all you need to do now is click on what? Okay, and we're done. We have gotten the background. The next thing we are going to add to this flyer is the gradient fill. Now, gradient fill is just adding more than one or two colors to your design. So now when this pops up, you are going to click on this first one here, which is showing black and white. So when you click on it, you can move it to the side or just leave it where it is, and click on this down one here to change the color. I want it dark. I want the dark purple, pink rather. Then click OK once you are done. Okay, click OK once you are done. Now if you look at this design, I think we're having a white, but let's go back. Now this white, I don't want it. What do? I will click on this top to reduce. I will now reduce the opacity. Opacity is also known as transparency. Now this top box that is here is for transparency, these two, while the one at the bottom is for what? Color. So if you want to add color to your gradients, you can do it at the bottom, this bottom circle, but transparency is the one on top, or we call it opacity in Photoshop. So when done, you click OK, and then you see that is activated in your work. It's activated in your work. So let's move on. Let's move on. It's not showing the way I want it to show. It's not showing the way I want it to show yet. So we're just going to delete the color fill and work with just the gradient fill. So we are going to click on the down box because we want to select a color. Then you select this white box here. This is telling you that I want to select a color. So you click on the white box here and come out again and select the dark color. Now remember that we reduce the opacity so it will not show much. So what we need to do is to click on the top box and what? Increase this opacity back to where? 100. Then we are going to make this color dark by a light pink, which is the one on top. Okay, So when that is done, you see that we now have two different variations of color. So we're just going to click on these properties and close that window. But you see that it's not going to the top. We can fix that easily by double clicking on the gradient and going to this angle here and turning it. Now what this is telling Photoshop is that I want to turn it maybe to the top, to the left, 90 degrees right, or whatever. So now we got what we want. So the next thing we're going to do is to import the picture. I told you that's how I do my designs, is to import the picture. So the first thing I want to import is the milk like picture at the back of the lady. So I'm going to compile all of those in a zip file, or I will send the pictures to your group so that all of you can have access to it, and those that want to follow through can easily follow through. So let's get the milk picture first of all so that you can follow me properly. I hope I've not passed it. Or maybe in our next class I will teach you guys how to get your background. So this is the picture we want, so we're just going to open and place it here. Then when we are done, when we are okay with where the position is, you see that it's at the side, so just move it to the side. When we are okay with how the position is, we click on what? Confirm. So you click on confirm, or press confirm on your system, and ensure that your transform controls is active. So when that is active, you click on Control D because it's looking light. It's not looking like this one. So what do? We are going to duplicate this. So I want you to go to select. Okay, no, not select. I want you to go to your layer, okay? Because it's a layer and we want to duplicate that layer. So we'll click on duplicate layer. You see that it's now thick. So the next thing we're going to do is to import the image of the lady. Click on open and place. Open and place. Then let's just look for the lady quickly. I think I already removed the background. Or let's use this guy. Okay, so that I can teach you how to remove backgrounds. So let's use this guy. So now, while we wait for it to come up, you see the reason why I'm doing this step by step is so that you can follow through properly. Because you can learn all of these things so very easily. Okay, you can learn all of these things so very easily. So now let's just clear the background from the object. So the first thing we're going to do is, to confirm to confirm. So now we confirm that. When we confirm that, we are going to go to select. Then if you look at select, we have what we call remove BG. Now the downside of using this remove BG is that you will always have to wash an advert, but that doesn't always have to be the case. We can use an external website to remove the background from our image, but first let's do it with this the app here. So let's just do that quickly. So click on remove BG and they will ask you to watch an advert. So when the advert comes up, just watch it to the end. And okay, they didn't even show me an advert this time, but in your case they may show you an advert. Maybe it's because I've been on the website and I've already watched one. So we're just going to put the uncle here. So I've showed you how to remove a background from a picture. So now the next site I want to show you are two sites that you can use. Now we have the remove BG site. We have the remove .bg. That's the name of the site. Then the next one we have, you can use this one. You can use this one to remove background images. Okay. How did I open this website? When did I open this website? But let's continue. You can use this one to remove image background from your pictures. Now you need to do is quite easy to use. All you need to do is to click on what? Upload image. Now when you click on upload image, it takes you here. Okay, so click on upload image. So to tell you upload an image to remove background. So all you need to do is go to your files on your phone and click on the where your picture is, and we're going to look for the picture of the lady. Let's use this lady's picture. I've already showed you sites you can use to download pictures from. You can go to istock.com and use a foreign website to change it. I gave you guys the link, but if you do not have access to it, you can ask me and I will send it to you. Okay, so you see that it is trying to remove the background. That's why the website is like this. But before that, before we come back to this, let's go to the next website, which is Adobe background remover. I'm just going to type Adobe background remover on my browser, and it will open up a list of websites. Now, this is the first one. Is this first one you will click? When you click that, it will take you to Adobe background remover um, tool online. Now, the reason why I like this one is because you can you can your quality the quality of your image is not reduced, it does not plummet. But when it comes to remove.pg, in a day, for a new user, you only have access to download clear crispy pictures. That's the quality you put, eh is not the quality you get. And you can only use the download the high quality once a day, meaning that you download it with credits. That's the downside of removebg.com. Mine isn't working, but if you have done this very well, if you have done this, if you have done what I have done so far, your own should be working now, and the background should have been removed by now in your own. My network is a bit bad tonight. Okay, you see that it has worked. Can we see it? Can we see the image? Okay, you see that the quality was is now down. This is not the quality I uploaded. The quality of this picture is very high. Okay, it's very high, but still we are going to click on download HD, which is the bright quality. But now it's telling me to sign up. I already have an account, but I'm not going to download this, but you get the point. So the next one is Adobe um, new.express.adobe tools remove background. So just type Adobe background remover on your browser and click on the first link that pops up. So you're just going to click on that drag and drop image, this one here. Click on it, and it takes you to this your browser. So now we are going to open another image, which is this one, and we're going to move the image background. No, that image you told me is too large, so I'm going to select a smaller one. For an image that maybe you want to do something and your Photoshop tells you and your browser tells you it's too large, what you can do is to reduce the size of that image by using your crop tool. Okay, you can crop it on your phone, on your edit app, then just try it again. So now the background has been removed. So these are two sites you can use to remove backgrounds from your images. There are other websites that you can use. You can do your own research. Understood? So now let's continue. Okay, let's continue. So back to photopea.com. So now we are here now. The next thing we want to do now is to add our text. Okay, you can decide to add your logo first. So let's add the logo first. So you already know what to do. File, open and place. When you've done that, we're just going to look for the Afro logo. I did not create that logo. This was a dummy design. A dummy design is just a design you just do. Maybe something just pops into your head and you're like, let me try this. So that day something just entered my head. I'm not someone that likes pink. So I said, okay, let me do a design with pink. That's why I just did this design. So it went to the second artboard, which is this one. Sorry, the first artboard that we created. See the image here, clippers.311 and the rest. So what we can do is to click on it and drag it to the first artboard so that it will not be in the first artboard and not in the second artboard. Do you understand what I just said? So it will be in the first artboard and not in the second artboard. It's still not showing, so I'm just going to delete it and click on the second artboard. Okay, I will click on an object there and I will go to file, go to open and place and import that image again. So let's just look for it carefully. I will send all of these things to you so you'll not have to be looking for them, the one looking for them. So now you see that it's now in the second artboard. So we're just going to reduce it using this thing that is at the side. I said I have showed you the way you can bring them out if it's not showing on your own. So to confirm that you are okay with the size, then click it and drag it to the top. So and now you see that the color is not white. So what we can do in that case is to change the color to what? To white. So one of the ways you can change the colors to white is to go to this EFF here, which is effect. Click on it and you'll see an option called color overlay. Click on color overlay to bring this up for you. Now under this color overlay, we have blend mode, we have opacity which goes to up to 100, and we have finally have color. Now is the color we want to change, so we're going to click on this color and drag it all the way to white. And I told you guys, anytime you're dragging a color towards white, you are adding tint to that color. So the amount of tint you had depends on how much white you what get. And I told you shadow is what black. So now once we're done with that, we just click OK. Voila. We now have a what? A white logo. So the next thing we're going to do is to put our logo name, our business name, which is proudafro.ng. There is no good flyer without a brand name. Okay, so when you are doing your flyer, ensure that the owner of the brand is known. Let them not just see a flyer and not be able to identify who owns the brand. Okay, so we are going to click on our text tool, then click on the our canvas. Then we are going to type proud afro. Now we have a problem. The text is too big, so I'm just going to confirm and wait for my boxes to appear. Now, if this your box is not appearing and your transform controls is active, what you can do is you can click on your move tool. This is your move tool. Anytime you want to move anything in um, photopea, you have to click on this tool. Follow my mouse. You have to click on the move tool to be able to do that. So now that my move tool is active, imagine if my cursor was on this one or on this one. You see that it's not active and I cannot select it. But if it is on this one, I can easily select it. So I'm just going to hold the corner of this and just reduce it. Drag, reduce, drag. So just keep reducing till you get the size you want. I don't want you guys to make your writings too bogus, like to be attacking the whoever is reading the flyer. So ensure that your write-ups are not too big, especially the logo, because that's not the central message. You have a central message. So to change this write-up color, it's very easy to do. Unlike the image that we imported, that we had to go to color overlay for text, we don't have to do that because it is text. Okay, so you can easily double click on it, double click to bring out the text, or go to your text tool to go to click on your text to your type tool and click on the text. When you click on the text, just okay, no, click on your text tool, click on the text. Are you getting me? Click on your text tool. No need to click on the text. Let me not take you through that long process. Just click on the layer. Make sure that the layer is selected. Then you can come here and change the color. Okay, so that because if I say you should click on the text to stress you, so just click on the just click on the layer on the particular layer on your layer panel, then come to this top and change the color. So we are done with that. The next thing is to put our body text, which is this text here, so let's do that quickly. So click on your text tool again, come here, drop the text, and the write up we have there is rejuvenate, refresh, refresh, and grow your hair. So we're done doing that. So all we need to do is to do the same thing we did with the write up, but this time we're increasing it. So we drag with the transform control. Ensure that your write-ups are not going to the edge. I'm seeing most of your designs, your write-up are going to the edge. We call that, we usually call that, we usually tell you that once you see that in your design, we tell you that your design is falling, your write-up is falling off the design. So please try to avoid doing that, okay? So now, this circle that is here, how do we draw it? It's very, very easy to draw. So I told you your shape tool. You can come here and click on it. For those of you that are using your phone, long press it. So click on ellipse, hold it, then drag, drag, okay? So once you drag it, a shape has been drawn. But now we need to change the color, right? So you can come here, go to your color overlay, then change it to white. Make sure your blend mode is in normal, then click on OK. So that is done. But now you see that the hand is not showing in front of the circle. So you can solve this in two ways. Number one, for those of you that watch the first video, I said the layer that is on top, that is at the bottom, the one on top will cover the one that is at the bottom. That's why you're not seeing hand. Plus hand is in white color and the box, the circle is in white color. So what you can do, you can settle it in two ways. You can drag this one up to the top, okay, and double click on your right up and just select the hand, and click on the dark pink to make it dark pink, then you arrange it properly. Okay, or you can Ctrl Z this. Okay, while the text is at the down, you can click on your text tool again. Then in front, you can click on the text tool again. Then just start typing anywhere in the page. Click on type the and change the color to a dark one. Then once you have done that, you can now take it to where the right. I'm making it big so that I can drag it. Then you reduce it when you get there. Can we see that? So now we're done with this guy. You can zoom in to see very well. Okay. Okay. So we're done with that part of the design. Now I'm not going to complicate things for you guys. I'm just going to leave this simple. For these boxes that are here, it's another course on its own that we're going to learn on a very good day. Okay, so let's leave that one and let's just do our last write-up, which is www.proudafro.ng. I don't expect any of you not to do this assignment because I have literally showed you what to do. It's not like I left you on your own. So I don't expect you to be telling me stories that this that I could not do assignments, I did not understand one thing or the other. I've already shown you what to do. And one other thing, the best way to learn is what? YouTube. Okay, so if you have issues, most of the time, describe your issues to Google and Google will give you the answer. It's not everything you ask. Okay, there are some things that you have to do your research first. Then if the research is becoming difficult, that's when you come to me and I will help you. Okay, so now we see that the color is not showing, and that's because it is pink. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there, but it is dark pink. So what can we do to rectify that? We can come here, click on the, make sure the layer is selected, click on your text tool to bring out the properties. Then make sure that you click on the color and change it to what's white. So if you have gotten to this part of the video, congratulations, you have successfully created a very breathtaking flyer. Okay, and for the pattern in the background, we are going to explain that in another class. But if I'm to add that to this video, I'm not sure you'll be able to grasp it. But okay, let's just try. Okay, let's just try. We're done with the video. This is just an extra, and whoever is going to do this, I'll really be proud of you. Okay, so go to file, open and place, open and place. The pattern I use, let me see if I still have it. My patterns, I have not really arranged them. So this is the one I used. I'm not sure that's the one I used, but I think it's similar. So you increase it by the front sides. Then we have what we call layer styles. Okay, that's why I say if you can do this, I'll be really, really proud of you. So we have what we call layer styles. Now, these layer styles just help you to style, just help you to, how do I put it now? Make your background to interact with your with whatever object is placed on it. So now we go to effects, then we have blending options. That's where we're going to do that. Drag this to the left so that you see what you are doing. Then click on blend mode. Then we can now use the one I like using most is soft light. So you see how it now looks. Then I'm going to reduce the opacity of this. That's the transparency to make it look like this. So when you are done, you click on what? Okay. Can you see that's beautiful? So if you could do this, I'll be really proud of you and to mean a lot, to mean a lot. So we're done with the video. Thanks for watching. Hope to see your assignment soon. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely night of design. Okay, dream of design. Okay, bye.